Hey everyone, it's Ashley with Sacred and Serene Wellness. I just wanted to hop on here really fast on why you guys should have a breathwork practice, what is breathwork, and everything about it. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Ashley. I'm the owner of this company. I am a mom of 4 children and I'm married to my high school sweetheart, and I am a certified breathwork and yoga instructor. So the first thing I want to say is that if you sit here and think that breathwork isn't for you because you don't have the time in your day to do breathwork, you are wrong. Anyone can do breathwork and anyone can do it anywhere. That's the beauty of breathwork. You don't have to be in a gym. You don't have to be in a dedicated practice. Your breath is with you everywhere you go, so you have a tool in your back pocket whenever you need it. So let's break down what all of this means. So breathwork is such an amazing practice, and I will shout it from the rooftops as long as I can. But first and foremost, it comes from a Sanskrit word that is called pranayama. Pranayama is a word that I was kind of introduced to when I started taking yoga classes, but I didn't really know what it meant. And then I started taking a breathwork certification class and my life changed. So let's break down what pranayama means. Pranayama is the control of life force. Prana is life force and yama is control. So we are trying to control our life force. And the easiest way to think about it is our breath is with us from our very first breath to our very last breath. It's with us from the start of life and the end of life. Without our breath, we have no life. And with that, it is such an amazing empowerment because then you realize that you ultimately can control your emotional side of things with the situations that you encounter in this life. So with our breathwork practices, we have energizing breathwork and we have calming breathwork, and then we have the stuff in the middle, which is a balancing breathwork. So if you are a school teacher that is dealing with a lot of kids and their energy all day long, your energy becomes depleted quite quickly. So a way to boost your energy is by utilizing an energizing practice like Kapalabhati or Bhastrika to help energize and to bring up your energy. So if you practice one of those at lunchtime, it will help you get through the end of the day. If you are a nervous Nelly like myself, then energizing practices are like a bittersweet thing because I have enough anxiety and enough angst in my body day to day that I don't need to utilize those practices as much, but I need to utilize the balancing and the calming ones. So a huge way to calm down your nervous system is just by connecting with your breath and breathing in and out your nostrils. We'll do a whole podcast episode on why we need to do nostril breathing over mouth breathing, and that will just be in a couple of weeks, hopefully, and we can go from there. But some amazing calming breath techniques are our coherent breath and our equal ratio breath. Our Navy SEALs here in America actually use the equal ratio breath, also known as box breathing, to help calm their nervous system when they are feeling anxious and out of control when they need it the most. So it's actually a really powerful technique that a lot of people don't think we have the capabilities of utilizing day to day. When we are breathing intentionally, we are either energizing our bodies or calming our bodies, which affects our nervous system. So we have our parasympathetic state, which is our rest and digest, our stay and play, where we want to be calm. Our sympathetic state is the bear is chasing us and we need to get out of town, protect ourselves and everything with it. When you are in this state, it is really hard to work on calming your body at a root level, your nervous system, for me, I have a couple of autoimmune issues, and when my anxiety and my stress spike, so do my flares. So in order for me to keep my flares and my autoimmune issues down, I have to control my nervous system. So I am constantly playing into how to get out of my sympathetic state and into my parasympathetic state with just the power of my breath. Our breath is able to move the energy within our bodies because of our energetic highways and our energetic stoplights, if you wish. So we have what's called a meridian and our chakras. So our chakras there's 7 main ones in our body. We have our crown, our third eye, our throat, our heart chakra, our solar plexus chakra, our sacral chakra, and our root chakra. Those 7 I utilize day in and day out in all of my healing and techniques. So think of your chakras, because they're just spinning wheels, and they can either be spun open or spun closed. So you're kind of stuck. It's the stoplight of our highway. So if you have a blocked or closed chakra, you're at a red light. So that energy is not flowing through. If you are driving on the road, for instance, then our meridians would be the highway. So that is the up and down motion. So it is moving the energy throughout our body by these meridians. And we have 12 main meridians within our bodies. I don't have all 12 of those memorized off the top of my head because, like I said, I utilize the chakras in my daily practices. With this, if you are trying to move that energy and you just are getting stuck or a stagnant feeling, make note of it, accept where you are, and then when you come out of your practice, look into, like, my left elbow was hot my entire practice. What does that mean? Because then maybe there is a meridian or an energetic pathway within our body that you need to, like, send some of that healing prana to with your breath work. And it also helps you open up, like, if you feel like your heart chakra, you could just not get past it, look in to see what could be blocking your heart chakra and some of the things that you could utilize, whether it's crystals, oils, mantras, meditations, whatever it may be, to help open that up and be able to keep that energy flowing. It is such a beautiful and sacred practice if you let it be. So, how do you incorporate this into your day-to-day? If you are driving down the road and you feel yourself getting a little road ragey because there's construction everywhere, which is where I live right now, we have construction everywhere. And in that, I get frustrated with the cars around me because we have too many cars to be going down to a single lane. So I tend to utilize my box breath with that, or I just regulate my breathing by slowing down my inhales and my exhales. And it helps keep that road rage side of us down just a bit. So if you don't have time in your day to have a dedicated sit down practice, squeeze it in when you can. Squeeze it in when you're doing dishes. Squeeze it in before bedtime. Squeeze it in when you wake up first thing in the morning. Whatever it may be, like, dedicate just as simple as 5 minutes a day to help bring your nervous system back into a relaxed state. My dogs are barking. Sorry if you hear it. They're kind of annoying. But anyways, so as a mom, it was really hard for me to pull myself away and to have a dedicated practice. Luckily, once I got my space out in our yoga shop, it was a lot easier to kind of force myself to do because it wasn't in my house where I could still hear the kids around me. So with that being said, as a mom or a dad, whoever may be in this journey or on this journey, not in this journey, on this journey, just give yourself grace. And the goal is to have a daily practice. It is by far what I need in order to go to bed, to stop my ruminating thoughts. But if you have a practice, then you hold yourself accountable. So that's the biggest factor is I can't hold you accountable. Your neighbor can't, your spouse can't. It's up to you to want to utilize these techniques and see the change within your life. A little bit of personal responsibility is what you need in order to make a practice happen. Just like if you were starting a fitness regimen and you needed to go to the gym 4 nights a week, then you would have to make sure you get there by being dedicated. So in order to be a person who utilizes breath work as often as I can. I dedicate it into my day as often as I can. Driving, when I'm at school pickup, when I'm sitting at sports as a mom. I just listen to my body, and whatever I'm feeling is how I learn to move on and move through it and incorporate what I need in that moment. If you are wanting to start a practice and you have no idea where to begin, there's 1,000 videos on YouTube. I have some videos on YouTube of practices that you can do that are guided breathwork practices, even some guided meditations, just to get your foot into the door and kind of introduced to more of the breath work. But before we leave, I will give you 2 of my most favorite breathwork techniques that I use to calm down my nervous system. The first is our coherent breath. You're going to inhale for 6 and you're going to exhale for 6. And you will do that, and hopefully you will get about 5 breaths within 1 minute. My goal for any of my practices is 5 to 10 minutes of breath work. So if you are using the coherent breath, you would need about 25 inhales for 6 and 25 exhales for 6 to hit about 5 minutes, if my math is mathing right. Another practice that I love, I've brought it up before, is the equal ratio, also known as the box breath. Inhale for 5, hold at the top for 5, exhale for 5, and hold at the bottom for 5, and repeat this. Again, 5 to 10 minutes. You will utilize your breath, so anywhere from 20 to 30 breath technique practices, I guess, or inhales and exhales. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. And just remember, we're all beginners. We all start on this journey somewhere, and there is no shame with whatever questions or like anything that you want to bring to the table. I'm an open book, and I will help you as much as I can. And with that, just have a marvelous Monday and happy breathing.